All right, it is some indeterminate amount of time later, and there are 3 coats of paint on the boom of the Multione. So I'm gonna start taking off the tape and stuff, and I thought I'd show you a little reveal. Look at the other one. So this will be nice to, I'll rehook the hydraulics up, show you how nice and quick this cool quick attach system is. Not sure if I've really talked about that yet. Fitting might be leaking a little bit. There's a tiny bit of oil on the tape I didn't expect. Huh. Yeah, that's got a lot of oil on it. So I might have a tiny leak right around here. Let's have to inspect that, get out some wrenches and tighten that up a little bit. It's a low-flying military jet. Another one. Holy shit. The big military planes, like, right over the treetops, headed towards Concord. I wonder what's going on. I wonder if we have a presidential visit today, or maybe aliens have landed. I imagine whatever it is will make the news. have strong fingernails. I drink a lot of raw milk. Alright, that looks good. I'll bring the camera in. Looks like this one right here is leaking. Or it could be the one above. So for video purposes, you have to be patient. I'm not sure what the sizes of all this stuff are, but I'll go grab some wrenches, see what happens. That one's 1 1/16. So what we'll do is, let me get a roll around cart for these wrenches. I don't really want to put anything down on the fresh paint yet. So this is a little trick you can do if you have a shorty wrench that you use to get in tight spaces, but it doesn't have enough throw to tighten it. What you can do is take an open end wrench, lock it on, and that'll give you the leverage you need. Got to be careful that you don't go offline with it, because it will kink and hit yourself in the face. So what I just did is I tightened up that fitting there, and it caused the hoses to turn. So now I just got to loosen up these guys and relax the hoses again. So we'll figure out what size that is. So this is the swivel fitting. That's that guy. Hopefully that's 1 inch. And it is. So we'll bring that back down where it belongs. And those are now laying, where I want them. So I'm going to hold this part steady and tighten this part. And that's righty-tighty. So now we'll go this way with this. Tighten up the swivel fitting against the hose. I can get one more little bit on there. I'll get it double check this one. Oh, that one's loose. So let's do that. Might have to do this twice. Put that in there. Aha. Well, that was interesting. I thought I had gotten those fully tightened, but I guess I didn't. So we'll just keep bringing them down gently. There we go. Now we can work on those swivel fittings again. This guy. And 1 inch. So our hoses are really out of line now. I'm not sure that's being picked up on the camera. Yeah, it is. See them way up here. So I want to bring those back down. So we'll loosen that back up. One of the great things about aging, even if you think you've got something done properly, chances are you probably spaced it. I had them tight enough so they worked. They weren't. The oil wasn't shooting out, but it was definitely leaking. I think we've solved the leak and the hose alignment problem. I'll just wipe this down so it's nice and dry. And finding this makes sense because I did see a little puddle of oil on the floor this morning when I moved the machine that wasn't there the day before. And pretty much the only thing I've touched since then is this. So it makes sense that I caused it. All right. Now let's see here. I'm gonna go on the other side and show how easy it is to connect the hydraulics. So this little red button locks it in place. So you just push that in, open that up. Then this little cover drops down. And this is the hydraulic connection to the grapple. It's offset, so you can only put it in one way, which is nice. And the hydraulic connectors, the dripless connectors are there. And so we're just gonna send these prongs in to the holes. Nice and easy like that. And because of this cam action here, there's a little ball bearing here on each side that's it's on a little floating nut with a little like skateboard ball bearing on each side, and it gets caught in this little guy. And what it's going to do is just going to pull that in, and it's going to seat both hydraulic connectors. Just that easy. Dripless. You can't mess it up. You know, it's indexed and it's locked in place. So when you want to remove it, you just push this button, and like that, it's off. Boom. I'm really a big fan of this so far. It came from branch manager that way. The only thing I had to add were these swivel connectors so that I could set my hoses in the right location. I needed a swivel here to be able to tighten against the hose, because you can't spin the hose because it's attached up here. So yeah, this is nice. If you have a mini skid or a bigger machine, I highly recommend that. So I'll just pop the camera off the tripod here, walk around and give a view of the paint. And so this is the dark gray color of the machine, and this is the lighter gray that I put on it. Step back a little, show the difference. I think I'm eventually going to do it in a deep dark forest green, but this is, it's a good solid paint, but it'll act like a primer, really. It's been drying for about 45 minutes. I got a few drips and runs in it. Once they're fully hardened, I'll just scrape those off with a razor blade or sand them down, depending on how hard it gets. These are the new keepers that got welded on here to make it so that these little melon-shaped pieces aren't going to wiggle. And then these got upgraded from 8mm metric to a nice 3/8 grade 8 hardware to hold those in. This boss here is brand new. That was never there before. This pin had a plate welded on the end of it, and the plate would go right up to here. And then there were 3 or 4 bolts that held it in place, but they were all metric 8mm fasteners, and they would work loose. And so the pin would come in and out. So now there's one on this side and one on this side, and they have bolts that go straight down to hold the pin in place. So that's a much more robust system than was there before. So these are keepers that allow me to screw this in. There's a rubber pad underneath there, and that sets the slop in this telescoping piece. And there's one on the top, so one on the top and one on the side, and that sets the slop in there. So as it wears, I have to loosen up this set screw, tighten this up, and reset the set screw. This one looks like it's too far down. Looks like, I don't know, I'm wondering if there's something missing in there, like a pad in the bottom, but we'll learn about that over time. And there's our connector close up. I'll get the hydraulic hose like that. So this boss was done because they had welded that pin in. I'll show you on the other side. This boss was done. They had welded the pins in here. And then both of these were also welded in, and that was recreated. So we'll go around the front. I love the fact that the new grapple has grease fittings. There's a third one there for that one there. They have grease fittings for all the arms, all the rotation points, as well as, you know, the mount points, like the other one did. But so yeah, you can see they added the keeper there. And he added keepers on both of those. So I'm just gonna sand this and put some white lithium grease on this, because that's the part that telescopes back into the body. So you see how this guy has the pad in it, and it's pretty much flush with the housing. And this one has the pad in it, and it's really recessed down in there. I'm wondering if maybe I should put a second pad in there or not, but we'll figure it out. And these standoffs for the hydraulic hoses are new. They used to all be kind of jammed up in here. So the guy that I had work on it, he put these standoffs on and added these to separate the lines. I like it much better. Everything lays, nice. These aren't really tight like I'd like them, but we'll take a look at that. And there's the other boss on this side, like I mentioned. So, not bad for a morning's worth of cleaning and paint. At least it'll be protected from the elements now. So thanks for checking out the Multione rehabilitation. I sure am having fun doing it, and I really can't wait to spend some seat time on this thing and get really good at running it. So, see y'all later.